Good evening, and today we have a very special guest for Latvian mining community, and his name is Dmytro. And if you could introduce yourself, please.
I'm Dmytro, and I'm a Hive OS creator. I think the best mining operating system for nowadays.
The best one?
Yes, just the best. No competitors.
And where are you located?
Currently, I'm in Ukraine, in Kiev.
Okay. Oh, in Kiev.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but I'm traveling around the world, so currently I'm here, but you can meet me anywhere.
Okay. Awesome.
We've just returned from China, inspecting Chinese farms.
Okay. Wow.
Yes, got some experience with Chinese customers, Chinese market, and it's some great information about that. So I think this is the biggest market, and we are missing something here. Chinese staying for focusing only on the European and US market.
Okay.
I think the biggest money are in China for now.
The biggest money in China.
Sorry?
Yeah. So even for even miner wise, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, and yes. And meet Guntis. Guntis Vitolins is probably the most famous Latvian in the mining sphere. Guntis, if you could introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Guntis. I'm Guntis.
Mineshop.eu, 2 mining farms, and yes. Anything else, Guntis?
Sorry?
Anything else? 2 mining farms?
No, just hashing away. That's all you can do.
Oh God, okay. Well, okay, Dmytro. Awesome. Let's start. What is Hive OS?
Well, Hive is, for now, it's a management system for your mining farm. At first it was for GPUs, and it was Linux. For now, we also support ASICs.
Yes.
ASICs, all and miners, and we are extended supporting platforms. Also, we are testing Windows client for Hive also, for the users which do not want to switch to Linux and want to test it on their native Windows.
Okay.
And it's a management and monitoring system, but Hive will become more important part of mining infrastructure in the nearest future. So for now, we are preparing Hive second version,
okay.
Web version, which will include long-awaited features, which we delayed some rollouts for some significant time, for several months. We didn't accept too many feature requests. We were preparing a new system because Hive becoming is very popular, and we faced the problems with high availability, with this high load, with thousands of rigs which are doing DDoS attacks on our servers and so on and so on.
Okay.
And well, it's rigs. We do not need any extra DDoS. We have our customers which have too many rigs. And yes, thousands and thousands, and we are preparing for expansion, for accepting more connections, more rigs, and we've redeveloped our system almost from scratch, its architecture.
Okay.
So it can be scaled now, and we know that we can do it safely.
So, yes. So for Latvian community, do you know, because of this guy of Guntis, like mostly everybody is using Ethos. Guntis? Are all of your rigs using Ethos as well? The mining rigs, GPU mining rigs, yes?
Yeah, no, not only, yeah, simple mining also, yeah, but yeah, mostly EOS, yeah.
Did you try Hive before?
No, actually, I did try today. I set up a few rigs, and I like it a lot. Yeah.
And I promise you, it will be even better in. It will become better in few
A friend
weeks.
of mine is using already for a few months, and he told me all the time, you know, try. It's all right. It's running okay and stable. It's little power, you know. But I tried today, and actually the Hive OS, I can even reduce more power to the mining rigs as I can reduce them on ETOS. That's what I figured out.
Cool.
Wow.
Great to hear that. Well, yes, ETA shows and simple minings. When I started to develop Hive, they were on the market already, so they got their customers, lots of customers already. As for now, I think we have almost the same users database, quantity of users, and Hive is growing more rapidly. So I think we will.
Yeah, is the like in Hive OS the rig ID? There's a number. Is that amount of the mining rigs? It's on the
Yes.
network. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's growing very fast. Yeah, as you register one rig, you register another. There's another 100 rigs before.
Yes, we have at least 1,000 rigs a day registering.
Wow.
Every day, yeah. Well, you should understand that some of the rigs are not staying with Hive, but still we have this amount of registering rigs.
Okay, Dmytro, is it possible for you to demonstrate the Hive? If you could share the screen. If you're ready to, are you ready to share the screen actually?
Okay, 1 second. I will just.
And meanwhile, we can see your comments. And both Guntis and Dmytro can see your. Dmytro, is actually. Can you see the Facebook Live running right now at the moment?
I think so. Let me check.
Okay, and anyway, you can ask your questions. You can ask your questions in Latvian, Russian, or English. If your English is, well, maybe it is just absent, ask the question in Russian, or and say if you could please answer in Russian. We will have two parts. We will have two parts for this video. In the first part, for the first hour, there will be only 3 of us, and then I will offer anybody of you, like anybody of you, just comment that you would like to join. Our live show and ask some questions to Dmytro, and I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link to join. And again, languages for this live are 2, English and Russian. Thank you.
Okay, about the demonstration, 1 moment. Okay,
and Hamisi Sohe says I migrated from both of them to Hive, so probably from Simple Mining and from Ethos. I love it. It is so fluid and simple, and really is my job. Sure, I have problem, but I'm sure the issues will be solved. Okay. And Camille says we want PXE boot.
PXE boot. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand the question. Well, why it's not implemented? Because well, at the moment, one of the milestones in Hive development is we are targeting big farms, really big, like thousands of rigs.
Okay.
And this PXE boot and everything, it really depends on the network setup on the farm itself. And so far, we've met really different setups. And it's not so easy to automate it for everybody. But yes, but it's still one of the milestones of Hive.
Okay.
So for the moment, we've done and improving Hive Flasher, so you can migrate all your farm just by plugging in external USB drive and booting from it. It will automatically flash to the internal SSD on the rig.
Yes.
And in this way, you can migrate very rapidly, like 100 rigs in an hour.
Oh, so that is the fastest way, yes?
Yes, this is a fast way. Or yes, recently we've made a big installation and replaced Windows on like several thousand rigs. Yes, and we've done it with this Flasher utility.
Okay, awesome.
Also, we are improving this mechanism, and on the next version, you will not need to register a rig before you flash the SSD. So you can just do a factory SSD, or yes, we can ship it or something with your account ID, and the rig will be automatically register it to itself on your account on the web. So you will not need to first create rig and then to type in its ID. It's not really convenient, but you will have this option like in a week, I think. So.
Okay, and there is a Latvian guy, Raitis Pudans. He lives in Sweden. He knows Ethos inside out, and he says Hive OS, fantastic, good product, fantastic.
Great to hear. Thank you.
Awesome. So, are we ready to share the screen, please?
Oh yes, okay.
Thank you.
Let me find this plugin. Share screen. Okay.
Yes.
Application window.
Well, on the top of the screen there is a screen share option.
Yes. I have found it.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we can see Guntis. Yes, awesome. Yes, Varen.
Okay, I will show you one farm, a friendly farm.
Okay.
So I think they are migrating now to another location, and they have too many offline rigs for the moment. But I will show you the basic functionality anyways. So this is a main monitor screen.
Okay.
Where you can see all your rigs, their temperatures, their hash rate, fans. On the top you have the recent 24 hours graph with online status of some rigs.
Okay.
You have online time and everything you need to monitor actually. You can split your rigs into some groups or even tags. So you can mark some rigs with SSDs or by location or by clients or by whatever you want. And the main screen of the rig inside, where you can control the rig in details, see the system load, upgrade versions, do some overclocking stuff, and you can download BIOSes for AMD, upload them again. You can tune some minor settings like reduce intensity for a dual algorithm, and so on, so on. Also, the good feature of Hive OS is hash rate watchdog, so you can turn it on, and the rig will be rebooted if your hash rate will be below the mentioned one. First, the miner will be rebooted, and the whole rig after if miner reboot doesn't help. Okay, what else can be shown? So, I think everybody should just try it, and it's very easy, and there are lots of videos on YouTube channel.
Okay, so that would be your YouTube channel, yes?
Yes, Hive OS YouTube channel. There are plenty of videos in English and in Russian. Okay. So, and other resources, there is a big forum about Hive OS.
Okay.
With lots of questions and very, very live community. A live community in Facebook, and where you met me, and on Telegram.
Okay, now
also Discord channels and so on and so on.
Yes, now you should press the stop thing, otherwise we can see Guntis. Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sure.
Let me check. I was looking there. I was looking to find the log files. You know, when the miner crash, is there any place where I can see the pull down the log files? Like I could find all you can pull out the live log files, but you can't pull out the after a rig is crashed. The previous, I just want to look in which GPU crashed it or something like this.
Logs are stored so because of the complaints about dying flash drives. So the logs are turned off by default. So once you've installed Hive, you need to turn them on, so they will persist between reboots. This is the first step. This is done by a very simple command like logs on, which is done from the. Let me show you again the screen. Then.
And we could say to the guys, just keep writing down your answers, and yes, Dmytro will try to answer them all.
Okay, so here is Linux shell execute, and you just type logs on. Logs on. Disk logs are enabled now. Okay, after I will reboot this rig, and you can fetch your logs with, but you need to log in with SSH or Thompson to grab the files. You can cut them to the output here, but the most convenient way is to use, okay, let's say teleconsole. Okay. Teleconsole is a new access feature, for remote access feature, recently introduced, like a month ago or two. 1 second, let it start.
Okay.
Here it is. So with teleconsole, you can forget about SSH, direct SSH in local network. You can use it from any place, and you have console access to rig from the web, actually. Here you see it. So I just can go to the logs folder. Everything this is described on the forum thread. So don't get panic when you see all this. So here are the logs from Claymore. Full logs, full files, which you can view, which you can copy, and so on and so on. I think here is the forum thread, which describes everything in details. Where are the logs? Where are the current logs? How to turn on, how to turn off, how to get access, how to view it from the web, where are the system logs, and so on and so on. Here is a very detailed thread. I will post it in Facebook at the moment. Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Next question, please.
Awesome. There is a question from Sohel Hamisi. Can you see his question on Facebook? Is it possible to use something? The question is it possible to use something compatible with IFTTT devices to control, for example, power of the rigs, to turn them on and off in case of issues? That only will solve with shutting down the rigs.
There are a big amount of devices which do the job for this. Currently, Hive supports 4 or 5 USB watchdogs, and even watchdog from Simple Mining creator, Titanic's watchdog. It's called SSR V2, I think. It's an extender board. But Wi-Fi outlets, rig resetters, USB watchdogs, there are so big quantity on the market, we cannot really implement all the support. But if the customer comes to us with the device itself or gives remote access to it, we try to implement it. Yes.
And then Sohail asks another question, and is there any way to know which PCIe slot is which card's number? And
no way. It really jumps, so you can easily try it yourself to put 2 cards in different slots, and they will have just random, I'd say, random number. Well, constant if you don't change the order, the order will be constant, but you cannot really tell in which physical slot the card is.
Okay.
More of that, every miner can have its own order of the devices. More or less, all AMDs will be in the one order, and all NVIDIAs in another order, but you can never tell. For finding the GPU physically, there is a script, GPU fans detect, and this script will in console, you run in console, and it will turn on and turn off the fans sequentially. So by running fan on the GPU physically, you can find in which slot it is.
Okay.
Is this the answer?
Probably it is. Christoph says Hive Flasher is the best thing. Really is my job.
Okay, and it will be better.
Could you show? Could you demonstrate a flasher?
Oh, for this I need another
GPU. Yeah, you need a GPU or something.
Yes, and the monitor and everything. If you give me like 5 minutes, I probably can do that. If okay, there is a GitHub link.
Thank you.
I will just.
Could you explain it to guys who maybe haven't got a clue? What is it?
I think you have a video also about this, no? About the flasher.
Okay, here is the link to GitHub. There are instructions there and a screenshot that will actually show you what it is. You just flash this image of Hive Flasher to another drive. You plug it into your target rig you want to set up, and on the boot, when you boot from your external drive, the internal SSD will be flashed with Hive. That's it.
Okay.
It's a bit tricky with numbering of rig IDs, but follow the instructions. And
yes. Okay. Sohail says, yes, that was the answer previously you gave about PCIe slots. Rightis is asking, when will be there an option to edit GPU timings in web panel?
Timings? You mean straps for memory?
Probably.
I don't know if it's really required, because Polaris BIOS editor is doing the job well. There is a paid version for the Polaris BIOS editor, and the question is, will BIOS editor ever implemented on Hive? I will not deny and say like never, but it's not the biggest task in priority. So the process of overclocking your AMD cards is usually how I do that. I just write the proper BIOS with proper timings, which I edit in Polaris BIOS editor.
Okay.
And that's it. After that, I just correct memory frequencies and undervolting settings on the web. So it's not a big deal to flash all the cards with correct timings, and then after you can do it in bulk, actually.
Good. Maybe you wanted to comment something before we jump to the next questions.
Comment about what?
Maybe to ask something or.
Yeah. Like a question is is it possible to we do sell mining rigs, and we have issues sometimes with customers, changing the settings, and there's burned parts off of them, and we want to monitor the the minings we sell, like ETOS does a good job. We just create a custom panel and then we can log in and see what settings he's used and what he's done to the rig. Is there any such kind of option in Hive OS?
At the moment, you can create an account for your customer, or even in your account, you can tag the customer's rigs with special customer tag, and then give access to the customer just to monitor his rigs. So he cannot change these OC settings and everything, but he can view that, yeah, he owns the rigs, they're mining, and so on.
Yeah, but I would want like other way around. You know, I just want the monitoring part, and I can like I create account for him and then create an access for monitoring. Yeah.
Yes. At the moment, yes, this is the way. We will have Hive second version released, I think this month. And in that version, you will be able to create a project, let's call it project, and give access to, so you will be the owner of this project, of some part of the rigs, and you will be able to give any level of access to other accounts in Hive, in the system. So this will solve your task.
Oh, great.
Okay, at the moment, yes, you can. At the moment, it's not fully convenient. You can, as I said, you can create tags and give access to monitor access to some tag to your customer, or the customer creates his account and then gives you technical access or monitor access, so you can overclock his rigs and so on, so on.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so Sohail is asking, is there any way to disable any card in a rig while mining?
Yes, let me show you.
Oh, okay.
So let's say we are in this rig, yes, and in tuning or in wallet settings,
okay,
for each miner, there are extra parameters for this miner. And there is a small hint here.
Yes.
And for every miner, you can specify which cards should be enabled for this particular miner. So even for Claimer, it's like you want to disable card number 2. So you just mention only card number 1 and 3. And for each miner has its own syntax about that. But for each miner, there is a hint about how to disable or enable cards for this particular miner. Yes?
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Ahmed says, Hive OS is hype.
Hype?
Hype.
Well, yes, I totally agree. Hive OS is on hype now.
That's awesome.
That's no problem.
Natural one. Yes. Okay. Artyom is saying, cool. I will try Flasher today to reinstall one rig. Kanush is asking, when can we see Hive OS automatic algo profit switching?
Oh, what is it? This is the thing which I do not really like, because, well, I will explain my position for the moment. This feature was asked for so long, and we decided we will do this with pool when we have Hive pool, own
okay.
pool.
Yes.
And we are targeting this task, and we are working on this. Without single pool, this algo switching is not really profitable, to my point, because you lose really too much on switches. When there is a quick switch to one algo, then another day to another algo, you have remaining unpaid some remainings on that coin or pool is hard to set up. It can be done for nice hash maybe. For mining pool hub, not really.
Okay.
And I've spoke to some big customers, and they don't want that, because when you're a big one, then people do it more seriously without these auto switchings and so on. They really predict something, or try to predict actually.
Yes.
And they're doing that more seriously and don't count on some automatic algo switchings. So that would be interesting for home miners, for amateurs, but I want to assure you that this is not the profitable way. Really, it's more profitable to monitor it once a week, how the trends are changing, or are they changing somehow, and to do it manually switching. Auto switching is very lazy thing, and but once we have our own pool, so we can guarantee customers some constant payouts in some, in Ethereum or something, or in Bitcoin like NiceHash does, then we can do benchmarking, then we can do auto switching, so we can manage the hash power we have, we can sell it, and so on, and we provide supply, and we can do some market for demand.
Okay, can I ask you, Dmytro, what about the ASICs? Guntis, have you heard that you could add ASICs as well? Guntis?
Yeah, I've seen an option, but I haven't tried that yet. Yeah.
You should try. You're not prepared for the discussion.
Could you explain it, please?
So installing Hive on ASICs is really much more simpler than on GPUs. You just SSH on the ASIC and run a single command from which you find on GitHub. That's it.
Oh God!
So, they can be set up in bulk without any problem. Like in few seconds, if you have control in local network, you just create some small batch script which will install it on everything.
Okay, and if a guy is not a programmer, how long does it take to connect an ASIC?
Okay, let me show you the screen.
And if you could show as well how the ASIC looks on Hive OS, please. Thank you.
1 second. I just don't want to.
It did surprise me so much.
One second. I will show you. I will just need to find some proper one.
Is it possible to add ASICs on simple mining? Not on Ethos. I haven't heard.
Ethos can do simple ASICs also?
No, can't. Guntis?
No, mining no. Also, simple mining also can't.
That was a huge surprise.
Well, 1 second. I'll just find an account with ASICs.
Thank you.
But you have to just put a new image on the ASIC, or?
No. You don't need to refresh it. There is just a tiny Hive agent installed, Hive script installed, which will report. Let's maybe show you from my account. 1 second.
Okay, let us wait and see.
I just don't want to.
No, take your time. Take your time. Yes, take your time. And meanwhile, we could say, go to hiveos.farm, create an account, and if you use a promo code IBF, you will get $10 in your account to start with. Yes, Dmytro, was it so?
Yes. If you go with the promo code mentioned in this topic, you will get $10 on your account upon registering.
Fantastic, thank you.
Okay, 1 minute, I'm almost done.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
Guntis, how many rigs have you tried to set? How many rigs have you transferred to Hive?
I did put, I think it was 6 or 7 rigs today. It is quite easy to set up. And it's actually very easy to go around all the settings. You know, everything is described. There's all the, like Dmytro has hints for every place where you need to put something. If you want to put an extra minor configuration or overclocking, it has a description for each place.
Okay, and how was the experience? So before they were on Ethos, and how were they now? Electricity-wise, performance-wise?
Ethos is totally different, you know, to Hive OS. Hive OS is something similar a little bit to simple mining.
Yes.
But it's I can feel it. It's much better, you know. It's much faster, you know, and
faster.
Simple mining is logging much more, and it takes more time. Like if you apply a setting for a miner to accept the setting, and yeah, but yeah, the difference, you know, on the simple mining is as I was putting rigs, they use actually a little bit more as the ETOS, but I tested now the Hive OS and seems a very good product.
Okay.
Okay, here is an ASIC on your screen.
Okay, awesome. If you could zoom in for those who have smaller screens, please. Thank you.
Like this. Okay.
Okay. So 14 terahash, yes.
So yes, it's the most common one. It's 90%. Yes, S9.
Yes.
It's like 90%. Okay, not 90, but 80% of all ASICs on the market, I think.
Okay.
It's the most popular. So basically, you see all the same thing. You see hash rate. You see fans. You see incorrect hardware errors, incorrect shares count, and you see ASIC statuses on that. Still, the benefit of Hive is that you gather all the ASICs in common. You see all the stats, and you can manage your wallets as with GPU rigs also.
Oh, and there is a reboot and shutdown.
Yes, everything like that, and you monitor all your temperatures. You see all the graphs, all the stats, and so on and so on.
Could you show the stats, please, a bit?
Okay, let me.
Thank you. And okay.
Okay, let me show you on this.
Wow. And just maybe a bit a simple question. Question. If you do shutdown, can you see the ASIC miner as it is offline, and can you start it from the Hive, or do you have to start it?
Start it.
Can you start it as well?
Shut it down. You can use USB watchdog.
Okay, so that is USB.
Some USB watchdogs can do power on.
Okay, a simple question. Yes, thank you.
Yes, but well, it's an important question. I know some USB watchdogs have resets. All of them, they have reset contacts and pins, and some of the Pro versions have power connector.
Oh.
So you can power on the device after it's shut down. It will be powered on by this USB watchdog.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's a simple solution. I'm sure you can do something with power outlets, Wi-Fi outlets in the device like that.
And then in this case, you could monitor all the ASIC miners, yes, D3s, S9s, all on one page.
Yes, sure.
Whatever they are mining, yes.
Yes, sure.
Wow.
Only the Bitmain miners, or you can monitor any other ASICs?
We actually add, when the customer comes with, I don't know, a dozen of some miners, some models, we can implement it. Yes. So on the way, we've implemented all the line of Antminer, and we will do Abit miners shortly, and we will do Bitfuries miners and Baikal miners.
Okay.
On the way.
Another question.
But it really depends on the customer. So if somebody provides tomorrow 1,000 ASICs, so in few days there will be support for that type of miners. That's simple as that.
Is there any type of system that sends out notifications?
Telegram notifications.
Telegram notifications if there is something wrong with the rig, yes?
Yes. In the account, you can turn on different types like overheating, online, offline statuses, hash rate drops.
Could you show it, please? Thank you. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I actually played out with this feature today, and yeah, it's working very well. It sends out to Telegram. It sends out the notification if your rig is online or offline or any other settings changed.
Guntis, are you considering to switching over?
I'm not considering. I'm switching already.
Oh wow!
Okay, you see my screen?
Yes.
So here is in the account, there is notification setting.
Okay.
Notification tab, and you can set up all these types. Some of them are just security, like account logins,
yes,
and so on. And GPU temperature, some threshold, all types of messages, boot messages, and so on, and hourly report about hash rates and status of all your account.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that's impressive. That's impressive.
Yes, and about the access, here is the access actually page where you can give access to your account to any guy you want.
Okay.
And to transfer money between accounts.
Oh, even that thing. So if you are not as good with the OS itself, if you have an admin, so that would be a place where you would create an account for your admin. Yes, grant access.
Yes, sure. So a lot of guys which sell rigs, well, a lot of mining shops or mining hotels, they manage clients' rigs. And it's very convenient for them.
Guntis, that was probably one of your questions, yes?
No, not really. No, I don't do customer rigs. No.
Okay. Okay, Christophs is asking when Hive OS will add Phoenix Miner 2.9e. In my opinion, it is better than Claymore.
Phoenix Miner, let me open Bitcoin Talk, and the first line on its title, it's called Windows Only.
Windows Only, okay.
So the answer is when the Windows version will be ready, maybe we will implement it for Windows Only. Actually, I have stats for the usage of miners, and Claymore is about 65% of all miners used in Hive.
Okay.
I'm interested if I can share the picture on Facebook. I should post it on Facebook, I think. I will show you the stats if you want.
Yes, please.
69% from Ethereum miners is used Claymore.
Actually, 76 for now. Okay.
Wow.
I will post it on Facebook, yeah, in chat. Can I do this? I can't. Wow. Okay. What should I do? Share screen? Okay, let me share
Yes, please.
screen.
Thank you.
Okay. Share screen. Okay.
And here we go. Yes, Dmytro.
Okay. So here are actually the percentages of usages of all algorithms. And from what you can see, Claymore is 76%. And mining Ethereum is the most popular mining at the moment. And I'm not sure if it's gonna change. Equihash is on the second place and much more lower than other algos.
Wow. So Claymore is actually
And
the only
yes, and I think that this Equihash 12% are done by 1080 Ti's cards, NVIDIA's, which are good at Equihash. Or yes, Equihash.
Okay.
So all these enthusiasts which like to mine something like NeoScript or something
Yes.
is, you see, it's very, very low. So what makes me really angry that was a lot of buzz about OptiMiner, and I thought it sounded like everybody wants to mine with OptiMiner, and you see the usage is even not 1%, it's 1/10 of a percent. 100. It's but we still implement it because you never know what really will be on Hive next day.
Okay.
This is about algo switching. You see, it worked for maybe for a week or so.
Okay.
This LOL miner and OptiMiner, the Minex coin was on hype, on trend, and people wanted to mine it. But once we have released support for LOL miner and OptiMiner, people were disappointed because actually that killed the profit.
Okay.
If you understand what I mean. Before that, the profit was high, and the complexity of the network was low. Once Hive really included these miners in its release, the complexity of the network raised really very rapidly, and people actually lost their profit. So people were asking, but that killed their profit.
Their profits. Awesome. Pat Walker is asking, latest releases of Hive have been having issues with stability, high CPU. Is it more a problem with the individual mining software / drivers or Hive?
Okay, so let me first explain the release policy. There is a basic image which we test and release for publicity.
Okay.
It auto updates to the, so there is image version which includes drivers and Linux kernel. So it's basically the Linux and then the Hive on top of it. Then there is a version of Hive itself. It's auto-updated when you install it first time. And there are changes which actually can do harm. Really, this is live, so we implement some features and they do not work as well. Okay. So the worst advice would be update everything, all your farm, just an hour after the release is out. So guys, don't update if you are stable, if you are satisfied with how your farm works. Don't do updates. at least all your 100 rigs with update, which is only our goal. So it's your business, it's your stability. If it works, don't touch it. Yes. If you are enthusiast and you want to experiment and you want, or you bloody need some new features,
yes,
which are described in the changelog, then test it on the on one rig. Try it for try it with one rig. There is always an option to downgrade. It's described on the forum. It's easy with one command, and you can always roll back to the previous version if you don't like the new one. Because there are hot fixes for releases. For example, yesterday we released a new AMD aggressive mode of overclocking, and it really didn't work until today. So just an hour ago, I've released a hotfix, which is doing the job for now, and people will be happy. But this can happen. So upgrade to stable releases and stay with them. It's what can I say? Sometimes there were problems with Claymore. There were problems with DSTM when these miners released new versions. They promised new features and so on. And we actually downloaded, we included in Hive. Then we ran our tests, our small group of testers, internal tests. Then we released it to community, and we don't have at our disposal the whole line of AMD cards starting from 550 to Vegas. Okay, we have some, but still we cannot really ensure that they will work on all the cards. Recently we upgraded NVIDIA drivers on the system image, and it appeared for 1070 cards of some special brand. It didn't work, and we had to roll it back for public release. And so the community helps us to assure the quality of the product.
Okay. Awesome. Could I ask you, few members of our community actually do like dual mining.
Okay. How many? Sorry, what is the
question? Several members of our community, of Latvian community, they do like dual mining.
Yes, so
dual mining. Not? So is it easy to dual mine on Hive?
Well, first of all, Hive provides, not Hive, Claymore provides dual mining.
Okay.
And you can run several miners by yourself. Like if you have some hybrid rig with AMDs and NVIDIAs, and you can want to mine ETH and equihash at the same time, you can do this. No problem. There is a video about second miner on the YouTube.
Yes.
So let's not concentrate on that. And dual mining is very simple. There are examples for setting up a wallet in Hive, so it's one click.
Okay. So Hale is asking many questions, and some of his questions are getting already answered by Artyom. So Hale is asking two questions in one. Can we update Linux kernel or drivers remotely, or can we downgrade any version of Hive if we are not satisfied?
Yes, for downgrade, let me post you a link to the forum. It's a common question, and it's in the fact section, but anyways, okay, here you have a link. About the drivers and Linux kernel. If you are a Linux user, you will call. If you are not, refresh the image. Let me find... Okay. I will post you... There is a README file on the disk on Hive, how to reinstall. How to reinstall drivers. But guys, If you are power Linux users, you just don't ask these questions. If you are not familiar with Linux, it's a bit technical task, and just refresh Hive image with previous version, which you can find on the download section. There is the previous system images are not deleted; they are stored forever.
Okay. Yes. Okay, it looks like we are over. The first one. The first hour is over. So if anybody wants to join, just shoot a message in the chat, and or the best way. No, we will do that selectively. Please post please say that you would like to join, and I will send you a message. And you'll be able to join our Google Hangout.
Let me ask a question. How about mining in Europe for now? Are people investing still in mining? How is your business doing?
Guntis?
It's quiet, of course. It's much more quiet than it used to be when the mining profits are up. You know, that's the problem with the miners. You know, they go into mining when the mining parts are expensive and the profit is big. You know, all the manufacturers, like the graphics cards, they raise the prices. You know, and all the people get in the bad times in the mining, and then they don't know what to do when the mining profits drops. So yeah, it's much more quieter than it used to be, like in December, January. Yeah, it's normal. It's a cycle. You know,
I think it's normal.
Yeah, we are like telling the miners.
From what I hear, big investors say this is the best time for investing more.
It is, yeah.
And home miners and other guys, they just don't get this. Or or we are all wrong and we will die.
So it's like we're selling mining hardware, like the miners, for 2 years, and it's been the same pattern. You know, when the profitability is up, we have loads of sales. When the profitability is down, less sales. But even, you know, when the profits is less, that's the cheapest when you can get in the mining, and all the parts are down by 20, 30, 40, 50%.
I always hear some guys are telling me, "Oh, the profits are so low now. Mining is not profitable anymore. Oh, your Hive is so expensive," and so on. So
oh,
on.
Come on!
But still, yes, it's a bit. It's kind of humor because it's very profitable business in terms of classic business. Even now, even you have your when you return your investment, even in year and a half, even in 2 years, return investment in 2 years in classic business. That's very good.
There's very little such.
I think everybody is spoiled with these extra high lifetime opportunities in December, and they just don't get it, don't understand how it can be. So the miners which are in business for 5 years or so, I've talked to the guys, they're so relaxed, so calm about all this stuff. The hype will come up again. And guys, if you want to, everybody who's listening now,
hopefully not soon.
Not soon?
Hopefully not soon.
Yeah, hopefully not soon. The difficulty won't go what's up.
Exactly. Let it stay where it is. Let us mine.
Yeah, yes. If at the moment, if the things will just stay how they are, this is good for the market, to my opinion.
Okay.
It will settle down. It will do some. You can predict something, your profits, your expenses, and so on, on a stable market. From what I understand, but I think you will see some new hype by the end of the year, because cryptocurrencies have to grow, and they don't have any other choice just to grow, because they are really small at the moment.
Okay, guys, there is this thing we have. Of course, you can ask the question, and maybe Dmytro will have the time to answer them. Now, if you have a question, just send a message in a big chat that you would like to join our live thing. I have sent a join link to Sohail. Sohail, you have so many questions. Just jump in. Let us have a chat all together now. So we are going now for the second hour, and then we'll cut our live. So Kaspars has joined, and the Russian language kicks in.
I see a question about...
Здравствуй, Дмитрий, очень приятно видеть тебя на нашем канале IBF. Со мной тоже Эдгар, который тоже немного в крипте участвует. Мы как бы с Helmutом делаем разные передачи там по
он эксперт по Linux такое.
Да, это Linux эксперт, да, по серверам, по Linux, по прочее.
Я вижу, очень занят.
Я в свою очередь по Windows, и как бы мы тут работаем сообща и помогаем друг другу. У нас как бы своя коммуна, как видишь, образовалась. И, конечно, мы смотрели вашу ОС еще, наверное, месяцев, 6 назад, когда, я даже, по-моему, мы на диск записали, но тогда я столкнулся с такой проблемой, что я не мог зарегистрировать Rig, потому что, ну, как бы я не понимаю это, ну, казалось очень сложно, поэтому все сидели на это все. Я понимаю, что вы сделали очень много видеоклипов и на русском, и на английском языке, где пошагово объясняете, как, что, почему. Это очень, конечно, полезно, но всегда хочется знать из первых уст. По поводу, вот вы говорили, что сейчас можно просто со флешки, допустим, у меня стоит Ethos, да, работает, то есть я загружаю флешку, и можно типа заинсталлировать сразу поверх, при этом, конечно, там все настройки слетаются полностью, да, то есть это как бы чистая система, так? Да. В первую очередь, наверное, сначала нужно зарегистрироваться на сайте, так?
Да.
И сделать то, что я понял, что нужно сделать сначала воркеров, да, и как бы потом их соотносить вместе, так?
Ну вот, давайте на русском повторю сейчас. Сейчас система прямо на сейчас, вот на сегодня.
Да.
Вы сначала создаете воркера в вебе.
Sorry, одну секунду, Дмитро. Каспар, музыка, пожалуйста. Спасибо.
Ой, sorry.
Спасибо.
Настолько привычно, что забываешь, что нам там шумит. Да.
То есть мы на русский окончательно перешли.
Да будем меняться. И так, и так.
Да, будем меняться на
потому что у латышей такое дело, что часть понимает английский, часть понимает русский.
Давайте в чате просто переспросим, насколько много англоговорящих.
Да, но мы можем жонглировать и так, и так. So we'll be changing the languages Russian to English. And yes.
Yeah, if somebody wants to understand or can't understand Russian language, just type in.
Yes, vote on the chat.
Yes, we'll be switching over. Agile chat.
Okay. Прямо на сейчас надо зарегистрировать воркера Rig в вебе, получить его ID-шку, и тогда при инсталляции этим флешером вы ее вводите. Okay?
Понятно, да. Ну, 6 месяцев назад было по-другому немного там.
Ну, 6 месяцев, то есть не было инсталлятора такого отдельного 6 месяцев назад, то есть вам надо было проинсталлировать это, разобрать свой Rig, достать из него диск, записать на диск, вставить обратно и при первом запросе... Окей. Способ самый простой. Когда у вас ничего не стоит, у вас есть просто пачка дисков или флешек, и вы свою ферму сетапите. Вы записали копию образа, и на Windows у вас уже после записи сразу появляется раздел с конфигурацией Hive. Там вы создаете конфигурационный файл уже с ID-шкой и паролем, который вы указали в вебе. Способ номер 1. Способ номер 2. Вы используете внешний вот этот инсталлятор, который вы записываете на внешний какой-то диск, на SSD-шку там внешнюю в кармане или на флешку, и ходите с ней по своей ферме и вставляете, просто бутите с нее на каждом из ригов. При инсталляции надо будет ввести Riga ID, или он будет инкрементироваться там при каждой инсталляции. Вот. Сейчас буквально на днях будет новый релиз флешера, там, где у вашего проекта, у вашего юзера будет специальный хэш проекта, или вот вашего юзера, и вы будете не вводить user ID, Riga ID воркера, а вы просто создадите один конфигурационный файл, в котором вы укажете, грубо говоря, пароль от своего, ну не пароль, а хэш своего аккаунта. и вам не надо будет в вебе ничего вообще создавать. То есть он, как только вы вставите, он автоматически создастся. Мы сейчас просто меняем немножко модель биллинга. Для этого надо было поменять модель биллинга. И сейчас мы это будет релиз, и тогда это будет тоже возможно.
Ясно. Хорошо, спасибо. И есть еще пару вопросов, я так постараюсь быстренько.
And just a second. And our apologies to English language guys who understand only English. We'll be back to English shortly.
Yeah.
These are questions, and for some people, they want to get answers. So if you want to get your answers as well, either join or just wait, and the English language will be coming in. Yes.
Значит, допустим, у меня 4 рига. Да? Они имеют разные карты, микс. Но про то, что Hive OS на миксованных картах AMD разных моделей работает более стабильно, это я уже много слышал, читал, что как бы... Но у меня есть, допустим, риг с 12 картами, да? Есть риг с 7 картами, допустим, да? Насколько я помню, я понимаю, или что-то, может, изменилось, Hive OS поддерживает бесплатно до 3 ригов, да, потом с каждым следующим идет абонентная плата. Как она взимается? Она взимается в виде криптовалюты или нужно создавать аккаунт, перечисления? Как это вот все происходит?
Prepaid система, как с мобильным телефоном, prepaid списывается на следующий день за использование ригов в предыдущем дне. Вы пополняете свой аккаунт, у аккаунта есть свой баланс, вы пополняете хоть на $1, хоть на 10 центов, хоть на $100, хоть на 1000. И в зависимости от использования списывается каждый день. Списывается то есть, когда у вас 4 рига, оплачиваются все 4 рига.
Да, до 3 ригов это бесплатно.
Да.
Понятно. Ага. Okay. Ясно. Ну и самый последний вопрос, связанный, поскольку на английском вы рассказывали, что у вас будет версия Windows. Можно ли чуть-чуть поподробнее?
Все то же самое, то есть как и для ASIC будет клиент Windows.
Да.
One-click installation будет, просто распаковываться архив или будет какой-то инсталлятор. То есть уже вот версию, саму систему доделали, сейчас вот как раз инсталлятор доделывается.
То есть оно буквально скоро появится, да?
Да, вот уже бета-тестинг сейчас проходит, вот это уже живой вопрос буквально. Ну, как вы знаете, это завтра, послезавтра, но вот оно уже скоро, вот сейчас, завтра.
Хорошо. Okay, thanks for your answers. We can go back to the English if nobody wants to speak Russian or ask another questions. It's not a problem. Just for me, it's more understandable.
Okay. Thank you. Pavel is asking, what about the hash rate of Kryptonite on Vegas under Hive OS?
Well, it's not about Hive OS. It's about Linux itself and AMD. AMD has really shitty drivers, and AMD does not give a shit about mining. That's what I can tell you from take it like inside information. AMD are the guys and NVIDIA's. You think that these companies, GPU companies, have some extra profits and so on, but they're not. This is a surprise, but this is reality. They do not take any profit from mining. Like they have high demand on their GPUs, okay, but it's not more like that. So the biggest profit from the price of the GPU card takes a middleman who takes it from the factory and then sells it to you. So the guy in the middle between the customer and AMD, they are taking the most of the profit. And more of that, NVIDIA's are better at software, and AMD are, I don't know how to call them, because they just, in these years, they can't develop something valuable and something stable. And Vegas our biggest disappointment for Linux.
Seriously?
We are expecting some big moves on new Linux kernel 4.18. I think so. I have some reports that it's working better on 5.17 Linux driver kernel, but still people report there are bugs there.
So you say it under Linux, the AMD drivers are poor?
Yes, well, on the current kernel, first we've ran Vegas. We could run only one Vega. Only
How
one
about
card.
Rick's cards? It's better position or it's all AMD graphics?
So the Linux driver required this Vega to be on PCI Express 3.0 and on 16x slot only, and it has to be connected to so many channels on CPU, and at first we could run only 2 simultaneously. And at the moment on Hive we can run a lot of Vegas. So current driver supports like I've seen 8 Vegas on one board or 6. And so there is no problem with that limitation, but it does not really show big hash rate on Kryptonite. Yes, that's true.
Артем is saying in Russian. Кстати, я перешел с CentOS и Windows на Hive OS. Сначала попробовал со флешкой, но потом поставил на SSD. Короче, Hive OS супер. Спасибо, Дима.
Спасибо, Артем. Спасибо.
Забыл про это с Windows. Dmytro.
Yeah.
What about the next version? I understand that you are planning to release a totally new Hive OS.
Hive OS itself, like OS, like operating system for the Riga, will stay the same. So it's continuously developing, evolving, and so on, so on. So right now we are on the edge of releasing web interface, new web version of Hive.
So new web interface, yes.
Yes, with new architecture, with new open API. With that API, we will have access to all the features in Hive you can do in your account. Like you can implement your own algo switching with this API. You can do any scheduler, whatever you want. So I hope this will boost open source development, which depended on these APIs for now.
You are saying we sometimes, and how big is your team? Actually, when do you start with Hive OS? How did it start? And yes, what about the team? Thank you.
I think the first versions of Hive, yes, it's been like more than a year for now.
Okay.
The Hive started, so it started like from my friend's requirement. He wanted some operating system for actually not operating system. He didn't care about operating system. He cared about the management, the monitoring of his farm. So I helped my friend to set up not so big farm.
Okay.
Yes, we've studied the market about ETHOs, simple mining at that time.
Yes.
And it didn't meet our requirements, and we started with our friends to develop this operating system. He is from client side and me as a developer. So by now we are growing fast. We are now becoming a legal company, registered. We have like several Linux developers. We have front-end developers, back-end developers. We have like few DevOps and admins, because the infrastructure is getting really bigger, much bigger. And you know, there is a word, a victim of its success. So I know that for the latest month, we are really slow in implementing long-awaited features, but the reason is we are moving to new architecture, and after Hive new version release, I think we will move faster in the direction of implementing new features.
Okay. And is the team all based in Kiev, or is it spread all around the world?
Well, there are guys from Kiev, from Ukraine.
Yes.
Yes, and some guys from all around.
Okay.
But mostly Ukrainians. Yes.
Okay. Ahmed is saying, wow, that's awesome. Hive Corporation coming soon.
Yes, we really need to become legal because our partners want to have some signed contracts and so on. If you're a big farm, you want some legal field in this way.
Of course. Guntis?
Okay.
Guntis, any comments? Anything?
Is it only 1 year old? Is it?
Yes, Hive is 1 year old at the moment.
Oh. I thought that Genesis was using also Hive OS for that. No.
Genesis Mining.
Yes.
Genesis Mining, they have their own Hive management, which nobody ever seen.
All right, so it's not the same.
Yeah, it's a different. I know. I've choose the name Hive. Then I googled one more time, and oh shit, there is something already there. But I don't care because where is Genesis Mining Hive? It's nowhere. Nobody's seen. I know it's their internal product which they use for monitoring, but they don't sell it or something. So they're not competitors. And at the moment, Hive is doing much more than that original Genesis Mining Hive could do, as I know.
All right, that clears up. I just thought it's the same.
Let me tell you about the future plans of Hive and about the market. So at the moment, we are thinking about the mining future and the role of Hive in it, and what we are working on. Actually, I've already told you about the Hive pool and all the algo switching and services around that. And what we want to do is to reduce the expenses of miners. So for now, you pay several percent for claimer, you pay several percent for pool, you pay several percent for exchange, you pay several percent for withdrawal.
Yes.
Yes, everything. I think we are targeting to gather all this for one-time fee, which will be several times fewer than you will do it solely on each service. So we are working on our own miner.
Okay.
Without fee. We are working on our pool without fee.
Oh, are you saying your pool will have 0 fees?
Yes, sure.
Oh God.
Yes, but it will work only with Hive for sure. And
Guntis, how do you like the idea?
Oh yeah, it's a good way to attract more customers.
Yeah, but it's not well the good way of attracting because when you sum up all the expenses, extra expenses, which people usually don't realize, they just run claimer and don't think about this small percents which go to the miner, the small percentage which go to the pool, and so on. When you gather all this everything up, there is like the miner loses around 6% until they get the money in their hands.
7 to 8% loss?
Yes, you can count on that. Claimer takes 1.5.
Claimer takes 1.5. I always thought that they do take only 1%. Okay, 1.5.
They took actually 2% before that.
Oh, so they reduced it. Okay.
Yes, then you have pool fee, which can be from 1 to 2%.
Okay.
Then you have some exchange expenses.
Okay.
Then we can. So as I told, we are working on our own miner, which will do just a bigger hash rate. This is the biggest actually improvements that should be done. Your rigs actually can do much more. And all the software there, my attitude to it, there are amateurs on this market. And if we can grow, level up and bring professionals in this market, then you will see much higher hash rates, much reliable pools, and so on, so on. And this will result in a good profit.
Wow. There were some guys, and when we said that we are going to talk about Hive OS, there were some suspicious guys and said, look, maybe, is there a chance that Hive actually does take percentage of our mined profits?
No way, because first of all the code is open on GitHub.
Thank you, yes.
And I always answer these questions like you can one time you can step in shit and smell forever. So we don't do this.
Exactly.
It's a serious business becoming now, and we cannot afford just to grab the money and.
One stupid.
One time,
yes.
One time we have much bigger goals.
So,
More of that.
So what are your goals?
I'd say your rig can do more. So when we think about the times when proof of work concept will not work anymore, this can happen easily, actually.
Okay.
Even sooner than you can, and watch what the industry will do. And we think about the solutions for AI, for artificial intelligence, for machine learning, for GPU rendering, and all the stuff which actually, even now, there are some pioneer solutions for that. So you can sell your GPU powers for actually doing your favorite cartoon for Pixar, or maybe Pixar will rent your GPUs. Much more products in 3D rendering could be done in much cheaper ways if all these powers would work for that. And I think we will create a market for this supply and demand about all these non-minor tasks that can be done on the GPUs.
So
I think this is the future of all these powers, computation powers in the world.
So when do you plan to release your miner?
We are working on it.
Approximately? Any roadmaps?
So several months, maybe half a year.
Okay. Guntis, any thoughts?
No thoughts, no.
How's the mining at your side, Guntis?
As usual. Boring.
Is mining profitable?
It's always profitable if you know how to mine.
So what do you guys think, both of you? Some people say, oh no, the prices are down, we should get out of mining. People are selling their rigs.
Well, as I said, this is the best time for buying, for stepping in this business. Maybe it's the last chance, actually. To my point, there is not Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies has nothing more to do just to grow. The cryptocurrency market is really small. It can be compared to some private company like not private, but still like Facebook. It's only 1/3 of Facebook, and Facebook is just a company, and the whole market is so small. If the world will still believe in it, just have to grow, and no other destiny.
Yeah, and I think also it can't fall much lower. It can't fall under the production cost of what it costs to produce a cryptocurrency, like how much cost to produce on Bitcoin. So the average in the world probably, I don't know, maybe $3,000-4,000 US. You know, it can't go as much more down in volume as it costs to produce the one Bitcoin.
To my point, everybody is spoiled with this December hype. while when people thought it would be forever, like to the moon today, tomorrow, like $100,000 in a few months, and I will just jump in.
Yeah, the same thing happened like last year. It was March, April. The same, exactly the same thing.
Yes, and actually, last year I owned my own miners. I have some GPU rigs, and yes, in June I've sold them. Not in July. Last July I've sold all my rigs, and I made a good profit, and I was really happy with that. I made like 4 or 5 prices.
Wow, that's last July.
Yes. From February to July, four times 400% of profit.
Wait, that was last year or this year?
Last year.
And how did you feel when this? And did you sell your cryptos as well?
Yes.
And how did you feel after the cryptos started rising up? How did you feel in December, November?
You should never actually, you know, you should never think about that.
You will never sell or buy in the right time. You just can't predict the price.
Yes, to my point, in last July, I thought that would be a big crash. Actually, it happened in December, in January, but I was expecting something like that in July because overheated market and so on. I missed something, but still, I made a good profit, and no complaints about that. The rule of market is you never complain if you made profit. You should never regret that you didn't do a little bit more, because it's all about risks. You could lose much more.
Okay, it looks like for the. Is there anything else, guys? It looks like the questions have stopped coming in. If anybody of you want to join in and ask some questions, both Russian and English, just say I'm in. Send me a link on the Facebook chat. Thank you.
Ну, у меня есть один вопрос еще. Я тут стал счастливым обладателем за 9 мини. Того самого. Он по Hive OS поддерживает его?
Давайте SSH доступ будет поддерживать в течение дня.
Понятно. Ну, после 29 июня, когда будет на руках.
Да, я на английском говорил уже, то есть мы, у нас нет всей линейки эндмайнеров. Ну, это
понятно.
Глупая, ненужная инвестиция нам.
Но он новый, он только появился.
Да. Ну вот S9i появился тоже недавно, пришел первый клиент с ним, и за час он стал. Я не думаю, что эндмайнеры там сильно меняют прошивку. Они плюс-минус похожи, там дело в деталях, подправить пару конфиг-файлов, и, в общем, это оно все заводится. То есть первый S9 мы запускали, да, где-то 2 недели мы с ним провозикались, чтобы вообще, в принципе, запустить. Когда принципиально другая система, там какие-то ебиты мы планируем сделать, то там надо будет поиграться. Я думаю, эндмайнеры всю линейку можно запускать.
Отлично. Просто было бы хорошо все вместе в одну бутылку. И...
Конечно. Еще из новостей мы сделаем такой дискаунт на ASIC, и будет не по 3, а по $2.
А вот эти вот $3, которые идет в месяц или...
В месяц.
Как? В месяц, да? Да. То есть он снимает типа с аккаунта деньги каждый день, там какую-то часть, или он сразу за месяц можно?
Каждый день.
За каждый день?
Да.
Понятно.
То есть считается количество дней в месяце. Да. Делится, рассчитывается сумма на месяц.
Да, хорошо, я понял. Такая ситуация, допустим, я отключил майнеры там на неделю, уехал куда-то, не могу остаться. То есть за этот период, пока они не работают, он снимать деньги не будет. Так получается?
Прямо сейчас, если вы уезжаете, там есть такая галочка «Активный риг».
Да.
Надо поснимать эти галочки, и плату взиматься не будет.
Все.
Вот в интересное время мы разговариваем, потому что, собственно говоря, вот и Hive 2.0 должен выйти, и куча изменений еще, и поэтому я все время говорю, сейчас так, оно будет вот так вот.
Это хорошо.
Да, так вот, будет буквально на днях, так что не надо будет об этом париться, может быть, даже и галочки эти уберем. Будет взиматься плата за то, если риг вообще подавал признаки жизни какие-то, он был онлайн за это время, мы будем проверять этот статус, и если он был онлайн, плата будет взиматься. Если не был онлайн, вы можете переезжать куда угодно, выключить свет и ничего не беспокоит.
Понятно. Хорошо, да. Ясно. Отлично, спасибо.
А что у вас, что майните? Вот,
что у нас?
Что вы майните, расскажите.
Ну, в основном-то эфириум, конечно. В основном. Есть чуть-чуть Zcash, есть там еще кое-какие валюты типа Гарри.
Ну, вот на эфире сидите и, в общем, никуда не прыгаете. Да?
Ну, почему? Бывает перескакиваем. Ну, тут, в принципе, эфир классик. Потом сейчас еще одна новая валюта.
А вот автоматическое переключение алгоритмов интересно вам?
Ну, это тоже, да, это тоже интересно.
То есть, если бы кто-то за вас решал, на что майнить, это было бы...
Каспар, слушай, Дмитро, Каспар интересуется всем, чем угодно. Он майнит гарлик. Ты о гарлике слышал, да?
Да.
Ну, у меня вот прямо сейчас майнит там на полную катушку 1050 Ti, майнит там по самой не балуйся гарлик. Я тут на 2 дня послал, подключил, потому что нужно чтобы круглая сумма была, наконец-то. И тогда от радости Сатоши берегите.
Вот это, что я говорил про автосвич. Надо, чтобы круглые суммы были там. Ну, да, бывают монеты там хайповые, но они реально там, ну вот неделю она хайповая. И что-то там майнят, потом даже уже все, хайпа нету и профита нету, а ты еще вывести даже с пула не можешь, пока у тебя там не накопится. Ну, бред же.
Ну, понятно, да.
Этим
я это делаю мануально в основном, если...
Да, мануально. А как это в автосвич пустить? Да никак. А вот, то есть, ну, представьте, то есть я бы вам сделал кучу кошельков, на которые вы между пулами прыгаете. Да у вас будут остатки везде просто, и все, тебе будут прыгать бесконечно.
Так он может...
Для того, чтобы это реально заработало, это надо вот свой пул а-ля NiceHash, который бы делал выплаты как-то. Ну, народ просит.
NiceHash, конечно, очень-очень подпортил свою репутацию. В свое время мы очень там...
Из-за того, что их хакнули туда?
Не только, это уже потом, просто вот...
А расскажите, да, чем NiceHash не нравится?
В принципе, что в общем, получается профит-то на самом деле немножко меньше.
Ну да.
Вот ну, это все сказано, минус 10-15%.
О, ну это много.
Плюс не берет старые карты. 4 гига, там вот 970.
Угу.
Она отлично работает. 4 гигабайта, все в порядке, а старые карты не берут и все. Not supported.
Как не берут? Ну, в Hive подключить на NiceHash, копать себе что там.
Ну понятно, но по-любому мы сначала в прошлом году в октябре, в ноябре, мы вот когда начали вот это все дело, да, вот, мы сначала на NiceHash баловались все. Вы на Этосе не сидели. Там был и Minergate, там...
вы еще на Windows, в смысле, я понял. И
Switch
я понял.
Да, поэтому получалось, что... Ну, я как и бегинер, я не считаю себя каким-то профессионалом там по майнингу и все, потому что мы с Хелмутом это начинали
мы тут сидели, игрались, потом вот взял Гунтис, вот Гунтис. Из майншопа он сказал: ребята, сколько можно смотреть, сколько вы там пи-пи-пи. И прислал, подарил просто 1 риг. Вот взял, просто прислал.
И пошло-поехало, начали изучать. То есть мы по большому большой самоучке набивали свои шишки методом научного тыка и прочее. Там кто что слышал, кто экспериментировал, поэтому проходили через многое. Может быть, большинство из майнеров через это не проходит, они как-то у них там друзья свои, которые помогали сразу так. Мы как-то начали сами по себе. Ну, конечно, немало ошибок наделали, да, но, в принципе, по крайней мере, есть экспириенс.
Да. И вот здесь встречаемся по вторникам, по вечерам мы разговариваем как раз о майнинге, по четвергам мы в основном о трейдинге, ну, такое. И все вместе складываем свои умы, свое...
Ну, давайте, сколько биток будет к концу года про трейдинг?
О, по трейдингу.
Давайте. Это же любимый спорт идиотизма, давайте.
Да. Я скажу так, что я на самом деле абсолютно ровно дышу, потому что он там скачет вверх-вниз, там болтается и все. Будет, что будет, скажем так. Потому что мы есть никто, чтобы как-то влиять. Один кит сбросит 5000 биткоинов, да, и все, он обвалится вниз, как это уже было несколько раз, да, когда играются большие киты там между собой, да, вот там закупают, продают, да, и вот давит, или наоборот, памп идет, да. То есть тут одно из двух, или ты попадаешь в памп, или ты попадаешь в дамп. Если попадаешь, выиграл.
Я думаю, тут вопрос, а вы лучше знаете, сколько у MTGOX осталось еще скинуть биткоинов? Сколько у них еще осталось? Вы знаете, Guntis? Do you know how many Bitcoin are left on MTGOX? They've got to liquidate.
40,000. I don't know.
40,000.
40,000. And what about you, Dmytro? Do you know how many Bitcoin have to get still to drop in the market?
I don't really follow.
Well, every time they actually drop those huge lots, the price goes down.
I think they're obligatory to do that, to sell some bitcoins.
Yes. And until they'll keep doing that, there is no chance for the price to grow. There is no chance.
You think so? No, it does not. No, guys.
Go on.
To get the price down.
The prices does not have anything in common with who is selling, buying, or. I mean, I don't believe in okay, whales are on the market if they're called so, and you can see these red or green candles very huge and so on. Okay, like recent graphs, you see like candle from in 1 hour for $500 in price range. Okay, there is an issue with that. But about the whole market, all this price is not about how many bitcoins or on Mountain Gox accounts. All this December situation, it's called madness.
Oh yes,
it's all about
greed.
Yes, greed and fear.
Absolutely, yes.
I remember this December, January 5th. It's very nice. You make a lot of money and a lot of experience.
Okay, but what I want to tell you, it's all about social dynamics. It's how people want this cryptocurrency and hype, how do they want to support it and so on. If these people are for now a bit tired about cryptocurrencies on the air, and we see all the slowdown in investments and so on. Once it will be on trend, popular in society, high demand and so on, we will see growth again. But for my opinion, there are no fundamental reasons for growing or losing the value. It's all about, how do you feel today?
People have
do you feel like it's the future of our world?
People have the tendency to forget bad things. So humanity just needs the time. Humanity just needs the time to forget this big dip. I actually think that it is not a question about this year. I think it is all about the next year. But God knows. Nobody's the expert here.
I need the things to develop faster. I have big plans for my personal life.
So let it grow fast.
Yes. Let it grow fast.
I think nobody really knows how will we go the Bitcoin. This is just playing around, and I'm still not seeing anyone who can exactly tell what happens. It's a global market, so
sure. Nobody knows for sure. Nobody can take.
No, we can
to
talk
tell you
hours
in the name of
estimate and do many things, but in reality, it's not always happens. And just I see the many YouTubers, they regularly upload the videos like, oh, the Bitcoin will go up after 3-4 days, be ready guys, and nothing happens. So it just, you know, to make subscribers and make followers. Actually, this is like never-ending story regarding when the ethers go up or Bitcoin, where the all goes down, which alternative cryptocurrency, X10, X100 maybe. No, this is just playing around. Actually, nobody can say.
Yes, trading is black magic and full of shit for
it's like poker, you know.
Well,
yes.
well, guys. Is it really that bad?
or
that
really
awesome?
What I'm really concerned about is what the future of cryptocurrencies in general, because what we see in technology for today, they don't give solution for what they created for. So right now, none of the cryptocurrencies for today can replace fiat money. Yes.
Oh.
Bitcoin is unusable in Bitcoin itself. It can be used in the common world. To replace, even to replace Visa or MasterCards, it can't. What I personally expect is creation of some new blockchain technology, which will be able to replace, like, okay, Walmart or Amazon trades. My opinion, the future blockchain technology would be called Amazon Coin or something like that, when the business will create something for which will fill its requirements. For now, all this shit is not usable, and
it's same like financial market. I mean, the real money market. Everything can affect. So any military conflict or whatever else happens in any country regarding financial, so it can drop down. The same in the cryptocurrency. If something happens, everything goes up or down straight away.
But I mean, like, there will be probably some kind of second layer and third layer solutions, which could make the transactions efficient enough. You don't think so?
Oh, sorry, what solutions?
Like a second layer and third layer, like a SegWit and such things.
Okay, let's say there is one metric which we should be concerned about. It's how many transactions per second it can handle. Even shitty old Visa and MasterCard, they can do faster transactions than Ethereum.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah, but you know, it's still a new technology. I think it's only a matter of time. You know, how many transactions Visa and MasterCard.
So that's what I'm talking. Show me this technology. It's nowhere for now.
Yeah, but how many transactions did Visa and MasterCard start? They didn't do near enough the transactions they're doing now.
And how many problems are eliminated when people are not using Visa or MasterCard? How many funds are not frozen when you do not use Visa or MasterCard?
Okay,
yes.
But still, it's the cryptocurrencies are very young.
Absolutely.
They're 10 years. Bitcoin is 10 years here, but 9. But still, it's very young, and I'm really struggling to see much more development and much more technology in it, because
and it attracts so many smart developers. There is so much money,
and it attracts lots of scammers. And this is what about Vitalik is saying, that he will give up it if this will end, if this will not end, and all these shitty ICOs will grow up.
Awesome. Okay, then the question about Tron. Is it a scam or not?
I don't know. I don't follow really, so it's not a question for me. Guys, please comment on this.
I do not want to be sued.
No, I just don't really follow all these ICOs, because even Hive, we require in Hive some investment, and we thought about ICO.
Yes.
And there will be no ICO for Hive, because if you call yourself ICO, then you're in big trouble already nowadays.
Go on. Why?
Why? Because you are full of shit. You should convince everybody that you are not that type of scam ICO, and to convince everybody that you are clean. It's so compromised for now. Okay, name like 10 successful ICOs last days, and you will have trouble with this.
Ether had ICO, yes?
Yes, Ethereum did have ICO.
And how many transactions Ethereum can do per second?
4.
4 or 5. A maximum, I think it will be 6, then you start in trouble. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if it's true or not. 4, 5, yeah, per second. And the Visa and MasterCard, they do much more transactions per second.
1 million.
Guntis? How much? How many?
1 million.
1 million per second.
Yes, August is asking, is it possible to use promo code IBF in existing account?
No.
No.
I have account but never used.
Okay.
Well, actually, people can promote Hive with their referral links or promo codes and earn some money.
Very good.
Yes, actually, one of the guys who used referral program, every month I deposit him $1,000.
Wow.
He has huge, I think, referrals. Few thousand at least.
He has like several hundred.
Oh, several
He was lucky to attract some really big farms. Yes.
Okay, and these guys in Russia.
Yes.
So where are the biggest? So where are the biggest miners by your experience? The biggest farms.
China, actually.
So China has got the largest farms, yes.
Yes. I really opened my eyes being in China. What we are missing,
Okay.
and we are targeting that market now. But as for now, the biggest community is in Russia. I think for some historical reasons, because I was Russian speaking, and the first community was in Russia, and so on, so on. The second largest community is in USA, I think. Let's take I think the whole Europe, like
Okay.
Germany,
Yes.
France, Portugal, the second, then USA, then maybe Brazil.
Okay. If we do check the distribution of Ethereum miners on Ethermine, like 40% of the users use Europe 1, Europe 2, EU 1, EU 2. Do they include Russian miners as well? It just seems that 40% of miners, Ethereum miners on Ethermine, that is the largest mining pool for Ethereum. They do come from Europe.
Well, the largest market. Okay, I understand the question. Yes, maybe if I didn't study it in the details, but maybe you're right that Ethereum mining is concentrated not in China. When I was telling about China's market.
Yes. What are they mining?
In general, though, no, China is not strong in GPU mining. They still have GPU farms, but I'd say just for fun, just to distribute the investments. They mine Bitcoin.
ASIC, yeah.
Yeah, it's a land of ASICs, never ending millions of ASICs.
A land of ASICs.
Yeah, land of ASICs. We've been to the city, not forgotten how it's called in English, with very few population.
Okay.
Unpopulated city.
Okay.
Only Bitcoin miners. And cheap electricity. Cheap electricity and big concentration of.
What about the Ukraine?
Well, mining in Ukraine, very popular among the deputies. among.
Seriously?
Yes, lots of investors from how you say, from parliament.
Okay.
And the guys with the power and so on.
What is more popular in Ukraine, AMD or NVIDIA? If we talk about GPU mining.
You know, they actually produce almost the same quantity of chips. Yes, I cannot say that AMD or NVIDIA, maybe there are some difference in like 10% between them, but actually they share the market equally, more or less. And people on this hype just grab everything.
Okay, everything what they can take, they will
Yes,
grab.
everything you can just sell to them. They don't give any preference. If you run out of AMDs, they will take NVIDIAs and whatever.
Okay,
just because they lose time for investment.
Do Hive OS support older cards, AMD and NVIDIA?
For NVIDIAs, they have better drivers, which support much wider line of their cards. For AMD, it's not true. So I think some 295, 290 R9 cards are supported.
Yeah.
But they could have limited functionality of overclocking and so on. Actually, I don't bother with old cards. Sorry, guys.
Just in case.
Yes, I know Simple Mining supports old cards, maybe DHOs, but we've concentrated like on 95% of the market, which had purchased all these RX 470, 480 cards on this hype last year. And well, it's a matter of enthusiasts, and sorry, no big money for me there.
Okay.
Let me check the questions on Facebook.
Okay, yes. There is a question, can you implement Hive OS in any other countries than Europe ones?
Ashok, I think it's from Iran.
Yes.
Can we implement Hive OS?
Can you use, I would rephrase, can you use Hive OS all around the world, in any country all around the world?
Yes, sure, why not? So thank God it's 21st century internet and so on. No limits, no borders. Well, some users reported slow connections from distant locations like Australia and New Zealand. Yes, it's a problem, and even in China, we are going to open some mirror servers.
Yes.
I don't want to give you the exact time when it will be, but we are working on that. Yes, we want to expand on the other markets. So,
Dmitry is asking, look, when is the version 2.0 coming out? He
this question.
He doesn't want to go out two times a month with flash drives, walk around and change the flash drives.
No, he can do that. No. That's no. Don't.
Okay. Oh, it looks like we lost the connection now, guys. Yes.
Out.
Hive OS is out. Ukraine has consumed all the electricity allowance, monthly allowance is gone. So what do you think about Hive OS? Sounds promising, yes?
Oh yes.
Are you really switching over? Yes.
Yeah, I have tested a few rigs and then seems very good piece of software. So yeah, I'll see. I won't be switching probably straight away. I'll see and test out. But everyone has a very good reviews, and I like really the Telegram bot what they have. Like every hour, I get a message reporting on also what the total hash rate and how many rigs online and how many GPUs, if any GPUs is crashed.
Okay. And while we are waiting for Dmytro to come back, maybe you could tell a bit more about your company for the people who do not know you. There are some new faces.
They can go to the web browser and type in mineshop.eu and they will see if they're looking for something of our products that we manufacture and sell.
Guntis, how you solve a problem with the last 2 days ago, the Ethos funnel showing yellow warnings about a month, and since yesterday you can't see any activity in the rigs if you have not buy the license.
What problems? You just need to go and buy a license. All the problem.
No, that's I know. Yeah, that's I know. Yeah. How did you solve the problem?
I'm back.
Yes.
Oh,
awesome. So actually, this is a very good point, Dmytro. Now, Hive OS, no, not Hive OS. So for Ethos, before you could buy one license, and you could clone it as much as you wanted to, distribute it all over on all of your rigs. And from yesterday, I think, Kasper, was it from yesterday? Yes.
Yeah, yesterday or day before.
And from yesterday, from your Ethos distro, all the rigs did disappear. You could see only the summary, but you cannot see anymore the temperatures. Nothing.
You can't even access to the rigs by IP address because in Hive, till you have paid the license.
This is very good for Hive.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why it's going very popular, Hive OS. By the way, I have licenses. For me, personally, is not a problem. I have all licenses, and I can see rigs because when I'm start this thing.
Yes, you bought them, of course. Now you have
both Ethos OS with the license. I mean, I paid for that. And also, when I buy another rig, I got this license together with a USB flash, which will come from the shop, Ethos shop. Yeah. So I'm already have 2 licenses. I'm just not activate, by token. So since it's disappeared yesterday, I'm just going register and I got everything back. So.
What I think about ETHOS, guys are good in Linux development. They really have a good, they have custom AMD driver and they have custom Linux kernel. But what about web interface and everything? They did just nothing in a year.
Nothing.
Just nothing.
Original developer of Ethos is left the project, I think, in 2017, I think in August or something like that.
Wow.
So yeah, it's officially on Ethos distro. If we're going
and their pricing model, it's really strange because they sell in lifetime license and and they count on the generation of new customers all the time. But in the end, if the market will be stable like now, there will be no hype more, and then there is a problem with
and software market has proved that if you want to be able to survive, you need to put on these what do you call them, membership.
Yes, sure. Getting back to the question about installing Hive and not going 2 times, the OS itself will remain the same. So the change will affect only the web version, and will be no problem. You can install Hive now, and there will be no problem in switching to a new version in the future. So you will just one day you will come log in on the website, and it will be just different for you. But your rigs will be already there.
Okay, Guntis, is there anything else for the end? And we are 2 hours over, and that was the original planned time.
Yeah, thanks for Hive OS. Yeah, it seems a great piece of software, and I hope it comes and stays the best.
Thank you for conversation.
Okay, Dmytro, and maybe one last thing about Hive OS or something else, maybe cryptocurrencies or something else that is on your mind, and then we can stop on that thing.
Well, okay, very ambitious question. Let me answer it.
Ambitious.
I think that we are with our Hive team. We are the only ones on this market of OSs for mining. We are almost the only ones who are doing and thinking about the future of mining. Some people try to use it hype. Some people like ETH just stop and are satisfied what they already got. And we think about doing more profits for miners. We are thinking about the future when there will be no mining.
Okay, yes.
How to use these things. And stay with us, stay with Hive, and actually, if what we think will happen, you will have no other choice just to mine or work with and get some profit with Hive. I think this future will come, and we count on that.
So you want to conquer the world, to rule the world?
No, there will be just no other choice.
Nice future.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. And what is the best way to contact with you?
With me?
Yes, with you.
Please write on public groups. I do have personal Telegram. You can find me as admin in all these groups in Facebook and Telegram. But really, guys, I have so much messages personal that I really struggle to answer everybody. I really answer everybody, so I don't leave unanswered questions.
Okay.
But if you have some business proposals, please, the contacts are on the website. Please write email to brain@hivos.farm. And for support, please write email to bflight at hivos.farm. Yes, the contacts are on the website.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. So our guests were Guntis Vitolins. Guntis Vitolins is from one of the rare ones mining equipment shops in Europe who are legal and with experience. So Guntis has got 2 mining farms of his own, and so huge experience in mining and selling mining rigs, putting them together, and everything is done there based on his own experience. So go and check out mineshop.eu. Then we had Kaspar Skrumic. Kaspar Skrumic is Latvian, based in Manchester. He's got 13 different certificates from Microsoft, Acer, God knows what. And yes, and plus he works with local, he builds a solar panel, does crazy things, even his own electrical car. And so he is our mad scientist from Manchester.
Cool.
Thank you, guys.
And of course,
you're mining on solar power.
And yes,
mining is just. I'm going in the mining because of Helmuts asked me to join and ask for some technical help.
He was always laughing about mining. He was always laughing. He was, oh no, mining is not serious. I'm too involved with my electrical car, with my solar panels, with Tesla stuff and all this stuff. And there it goes. There we go. He's even built his own motherboard for mining with God knows, lots of things are going on. Yes, and of course, Dmytro, thank you, Dmytro, for coming in.
Thank you for inviting. Thank you for hosting this event. I'm very glad to join you guys. So
it is always such a pleasure to see smart, awesome guys. Thank you, Dmytro.
Okay, looking forward.
Okay, guys, and good night all. Bye bye.
Bye.